lying to you. Fear is behind more stalled dreams and stuck decisions than anything else. But most of us don't even realize it's happening. Fear is sneaky. It doesn't always look like panic or anxiety. Sometimes it sounds like overthinking, perfectionism, or that constant need to wait until the timing feels right. It isn't just a feeling, but it's a pattern that keeps you stuck, indecisive, and disconnected from what truly matters. Now, in this video, I'm going to break down what fear actually is. We'll look at it through the three powerful lenses: the body, the mind, and the soul, so that you can finally break free from its grip and start making decisions with confidence and clarity. And most importantly, by the end of this video, you'll understand fear differently and how you can outsmart it for good. And if you want to go deeper, I've also put together a free mini course and a downloadable PDF where I share 3 tools that you can start using right away. But more on that later. For now, let's begin where fear begins. So first, let's talk about how fear shows up physically in your body. Fear is one of our basic emotions, 6 of them, right alongside happiness, sadness, anger, surprise, and disgust. It's biological, it's primal, and it's protective. It's hardwired into us for survival, and it's why we flinch when something moves quickly or we feel alert when we hear a loud sound. But the interesting thing is, the physical sensations of fear are almost the same as excitement. Now think about it. Your heart races, your palms sweat, your shaky hands, your breath shortens, right? The butterflies in your stomach. Your body doesn't always know the difference between I'm excited and I'm scared. It just knows something important is happening now. The problem is, we often interpret those signals as something is wrong. But what if it's just unfamiliar? What if it's your body saying, we are just stepping into something new here? That's where you have the chance to shift the narrative. So ask yourself, what am I actually reacting to right now? Is there a real threat? Or is this just new and feels uncertain? When you recognize that your body is just doing its job and that the discomfort might just mean that you are growing, it's a whole lot easier to stay grounded and not let fear take over. So the moment you become aware of fear's physical signals, right, you take back the driver's seat. You can choose your response instead of reacting from habit. And this brings us to the next level: how fear plays tricks on your mind. See, fear in the mind often sounds like logic, but it's usually just a loop filled by your stories like, I've failed before. What if I mess up again? People might judge me. When fear gets stuck in the mind, it disconnects you from the present moment. You're not here. You're either in the past, replaying the old situations, or in the future, imagining everything that could go wrong. It keeps you stuck in the what-ifs, in hypervigilance, in a constant need for certainty. This is also where fear becomes anxiety. It builds when we don't pause to notice what's actually happening. Clarity doesn't live in the future. It only exists in the now. So the first step is to become aware of your mental state. Okay, just pause and ask, what am I thinking right now? What is actually true in this moment? What evidence am I relying on? Is this thought helping me or keeping me stuck? And here's the truth. You can't actually think your way out of fear. You have to feel your way through it and return to presence. So what's the antidote? This is where mindfulness comes in, right? Not as some trendy practice, but in a really practical sense, as a lifestyle. Can you slow down enough to notice your thoughts without letting them run wild? You don't have to stop being afraid. You just need to stay connected to this moment. When you are present, you respond differently, right? You act with more intention instead of reacting out of fear. Fear fades away when you shine the light of awareness on it. And when you do, something even deeper begins to surface. Now, this is where fear really hides, in the quiet corners of the soul. And don't worry, I'm not about to get super abstract here, okay? What I mean by soul is your inner self, the part of you that knows who you are underneath all the pressure, expectations, and noises in the external world. At this level, fear is the voice and the essence of the ego. Now, ego means the part of your mind that's trying to protect your image, avoid rejection, or stay in control. You can recognize the ego when it whispers to you that you're not enough. This is not you. Stop fooling yourself. You'll never succeed. You must stay small to be safe. You shouldn't speak up. Remind yourself that's not your truth. Your truth rests in love, not fear. Now, this means that you were born whole, worthy, and radiant. The ego's main role is to keep itself alive by preventing you from recognizing this truth about yourself. Having faith about who you really are is what it takes to tune out fear. If fear is misdirected imagination, faith is exactly the opposite. It is imagination with direction, whereby you consciously choose to focus your mind on what you want to happen instead of what you are afraid of. It's not about ignoring the risk. It's about choosing to give more attention to what's possible. It's the same mental energy, but now it's working for you instead of against you. And that shift in focus is often what makes the biggest difference in how you move forward. And therefore, it becomes clear that the fear isn't you. It's merely a layer that you picked up along the way through years and years of conditioning, life experiences, and maybe even trauma. You weren't born afraid. You learned it. And so if you learn it, guess what? You can also unlearn it. So one thing that I like to emphasize is don't resist fear. Treat fear like a small child, right, who needs soothing. When it shows up, you don't yell at it or push it away. You sit with it. You get curious. Just listen and witness it. And slowly, you will notice that it starts to lose its power because you're not feeding it anymore with your energy. When your authentic inner self shows up, it always outshines fear. As such, fear just stops running the show. And this is how you move towards fear and realize that it is just an illusion. So the next time when you hesitate to take any action when you know that you should, check in with yourself. Am I coming from a place of love or fear? Now, if this breakdown helped you start thinking differently about fear and you're wondering how to actually work with it day to day, I've got something for you. I put together a free mini course and a PDF that goes into these 3 practical tools that I told you about in more detail, which you can apply when fear shows up. Whether it's before a big decision, when you are overthinking, or when you are holding yourself back from something that you really want to do. And you'll find the link in the description below. So to wrap this up, first remember this. Your body doesn't always distinguish between excitement and fear. It simply registers that something significant is unfolding. And that surge of energy that you feel, it means you care. And secondly, when fear loops in the mind, right, it pulls you away from the present moment. You won't have the clarity to move forward until you gently bring yourself back to now. See, fear is the voice of the ego. It masks itself as protection. But more often than not, it distances you from your most authentic self. Now, it means well, but it's operating from outdated stories. Real clarity lives beyond it. Fear isn't here to sabotage your progress. It's an indicator. It often points to where growth is happening, where new challenges lie, or where old wounds may still linger. So in short, it shows up when something meaningful is at stake. When you learn to treat fear as information, not a final verdict, you create space for yourself to respond with intention instead of reacting on autopilot. That shift is what allows you to lead yourself with presence, with clarity and self-awareness. So ask yourself, What has fear already cost you in your work, your relationships, your life? And more importantly, how much longer are you willing to let it shape your future? When you begin to understand fear at all levels, the body, the mind, and the soul, you gain the power to move beyond it. Not by fighting it, but by seeing through it. And that's how you outsmart it for good. Now, if this video helped you, give it a like, drop your thoughts or questions in the comments below, share it with someone who might need it, and hit that subscribe button for more clarity-led conversations like this one. And don't forget to check out the tools that I mentioned. They are here to support you well beyond this video. I'm so glad that you were here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.